time for us to talk about how Donald Trump is rewriting and has rewritten civil rights to benefit white people. But before we lean all the way into there, I want to talk about, I want to add a little bit more to this part of the conversation. These people that you speak of, MAGA specifically, are their sense of entitlement to indeed this country, their country, is wild. Okay, it's so wild. Okay, so I have a house that's not too far from it's now called the SRP Salt River Project in Phoenix, Arizona, the canals. Okay, canals were dug across the city to bring water to Phoenix because otherwise it's uninhabitable. These canals were dug by the Hohokam people. I think something like 2,000 years ago. The canals that are still used today. I could walk out of my house and walk down the street and see the canals. The canal system spans the entire city. You know that, Q. It's what makes Phoenix a livable place. 2,000 years. Now, America was founded in 1776. Okay. So that is not 2,000 years ago. And that was just when the canal system was dug in this one part of the country that is not as hospitable as other parts of this country. People have lived in this country for so long that indeed the United States of America is just a blip on the radar. And I also want to add, for that sense of scale, empires have risen and fallen. And the time in between when those empires were in power sometimes spans hundreds, sometimes spans thousands of years. Regimes, specifically, within empires. And it feels like the framework of this country was put in place by the founding fathers to prevent the fall of an empire due to the conceit and the entitlement of a segment of the population who wants to be greedy, who wants to take things for themselves and shun the lower class. This is MAGA. And the framework for this country was built on the lessons of the Roman Empire, which was built on the lessons of Egyptian empires that existed thousands of years before Romans were ever even thought of, before Rome even existed as the name, had the name Rome. So, for everybody, these triple Trumpers who've chosen to just go along and be complicit with their elected officials, disregarding the Constitution, disregarding due process, disregarding all of the things that are built into the Constitution of this country to ensure its survival. Thousands of years before this land was fruitful and hosting people. We've been here a few hundred, a blip on the radar. For those MAGA people to lean into their entitlement, to disregard the Constitution that was meant to prevent the very thing we're dealing with. Not only are you slapping all the founding fathers in the face, you're shooting yourselves in the foot. Yes, you may win for this lifetime with that Supreme Court and this president. But did you win? Absolutely not. The Constitution was to protect ourselves and our posterity. Look it up. The only reason I know the word posterity is because I had to learn it in the 4th grade when I had to learn the preamble to the Constitution of the United States of America. And you threw it out the window so that you can be comfortable in your old age, because in your mind, Donald Trump is going to help you keep your country from the immigrant invaders. Are you serious? And this is why Donald Trump loves the uneducated. Because people like me, people like you, Q, people that are educated. I had to go to school. I went to school for 19 years. have a master's degree. I'm not an uneducated and I'm not an uninformed person, nor is Q. Make no mistake. But we have the context, we have the framework to keep our entitlement, to keep our conceit in check. Not to mention, we have the history of this country. We know where we stand, and we've been pushing for equity and equality, not for supremacy. But indeed, MAGA, it's all they got. Because I sit at a table with these people and they think they're smart until they meet an actual smart person. And I don't like talking about myself like that, but I know who I am. All right, let's get to this before I run out of time. Okay.